Alright, what's up you guys? So, we got a 1973 Landspeed racer here we're going to be going over.
Up on this Big Duke 6. God damn it! I'm on the tree line bomb!
Big Duke 6, roger, 013, stand by.
Over to the Stone Age, son!
Alright, so this is the 1973 Yamaha LS2 Landspeed racer. It is a twin-cylinder, two-stroke, 100 cc's. Picked this thing up out of Phoenix, Arizona a few years back during COVID. I thought it would just look really cool sitting in the garage, go with all the other Yamahas. And it does look really cool, but I think it's time to really start breaking into her and start getting her running and ready to go. Kind of had the bug to go fast on a dry lake bed, so we'll see if we can make this thing go fast. It did run when I picked it up, but since it's been sitting and, well, being neglected in the garage, it decided not to run anymore. I know we have an electrical issue because I tested to see if we had any spark going to the spark plugs, and we don't, so we can start there. Also, I know we're going to have to go back through the carburetors and really dial this thing in, because as I'll show you in a second, this thing does not go very fast and the competition is heavy. The last time it did race though was in 2021 at Bonneville, and did not go very fast at all. But we don't know. We'll see if we can get it to work this time. Alright you guys, so this is the official logbook that came with the bike. That's a picture of it back in '97 when it was first completed. And it was first completed back on September 13th of '97. It was originally a street bike that was then converted into a Landspeed racer, meaning the frame was originally a street bike. So this is the first time that it's ever got, and it was at 62.851 miles per hour back in El Mirage. And this book's got some more time trials in here. Again, this is 98 now. And we can see how fast the competition kept going up. So back here, it was 98.51 miles an hour for the 100 mg class. And back in 2017, it was 99 miles an hour. And in 2017, May 21st, at El Mirage, it got a whopping 63.587 miles per hour. So yeah, this is really going to be a struggle if we're going to try to make a record here. I don't believe we're going to, but we're going to try. Again, it ran in 2017, a 57.144 and a 57.722. And let's keep going here. 2017, it ran again. It looked like it had a busy year in 2017. 2017, 2018. 2018, it went 66.25 miles per hour. Yeah. Seems like it just gets slower and slower. 62.513, 57.548, 56.001, and the record at this time was 93.679 miles per hour. And this was back in 2018. 2018 again. 96.993 is the record. It went 55 miles an hour. Then it went 58.709. Now we're in 2021. And it went all of, I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but 48.862 miles per hour back at Bonneville in 2021. And it doesn't really get much faster. It really doesn't. And in 2021, the record was 101.764 miles per hour. And that's all the racing it has done. Here are a couple more photos from the bike. Let's open this thing up. Let's see how all the little things that came with. So, an original picture of the bike. I'm assuming when the guy first bought it to start building it. We've got a bill of sale, speed date from 11/15. Oh, 75. That's good. That's better. Membership cards, the SCCTA or SCTA, and the safety agreement. Stuff that I'm gonna have to go get. Here's some more pictures of the bike once it was completed. I haven't actually looked at any of these. I kind of just put this book up on the shelf and pull it out anytime the buddies were over. We were drinking beers. Show them the bike. Show them a couple of the little things about it. But let's see if we can get a good little glimpse of what the bike was in its prime glory. It's definitely got some different tires on it now. Those look pretty sweet, but I don't know what those are. Here's another picture of it. Rear 3/4. I mean, it really is a pretty bike. You know, it's got changed up a little bit throughout time. You know, the bars are brought up a little bit. Some little tweaks and changes here and there, but I would say overall, I mean, it looks pretty close. It looks pretty close. You know, I'm not sure if we're gonna keep this paint job or not. It does look cool, and it is part of the bike, but I don't know. It'll be a hard decision for sure. But yeah, let's start getting into some of the electronics of it, and maybe we can get some spark on her by the end of the day. Alright, you guys, so as I started taking this thing apart, I was looking at the wiring and I came to the conclusion that we're going to have to rewire this thing. There's already been a couple breaks in some wires that just down here before even moving anywhere farther up. So what I decided to do is I'm going to try to hand write a schematic for this as I'm going down, tracing down some of these wires. Maybe we can figure out exactly what's wrong with it by doing that. With the wiring specifically, but no matter what, we gotta have a schematic for it so something like this doesn't happen again. You know, we can have the next owner, whoever else gets this bike, can really understand what all these wires are going to, because it goes from different wire colors to different wire colors, and it's really just unorganized. So we're gonna clean it up, write a new schematic for it, and through the process of that, hopefully at the end, we're going to get it started again. It's extremely hot out here today. Summer just hit where I'm at, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to sit in this garage and get it done, but no matter what, we're going to start it right now, and yeah, we're going to see where it goes. Alright, so schematic is done up. You know, it's very simple, crude, but it'll work. And this is a more close-up of why we're actually redoing it. As you can see here, it goes from this, I don't know exactly what gauge wire this is, but black and white, these weird butt connectors, into gray and orange. Gray and orange then transfers up into a light gauge again for the coil orange and orange. It's just, it can be done way easier, way better, way more simple, and I mean, I don't know, it's easy enough, it's worth it. So we're gonna do it. And yeah. Alright, you guys, so it's the evening time now. Before I start really going through and rewiring all of this, I'm gonna check to make sure that we're getting any kind of electrical signal out of these points and condenser that's on here. I know there's no CDI on it, so we're gonna do that first just to make sure we're getting any power out of there before I waste a bunch of time throwing a bunch of copper wire going down this bike. So let's do that, and then we'll start rewiring. Alright, well, that got me nowhere. I guess there's definitely broken wires, so we're just gonna start doing it, and we're gonna see. That's all we can do. And hopefully we can get this thing working. Well, alright you guys, I was wrong. This actually does have a CDI in it. I really thought it would still have its original points, but nope. Got a nice Dyna's ignition. And it's gonna make life a hell of a lot easier. And as you can see, it is all freaking clean. So we know that that's not bad. Big plus. Big plus. Big plus. So, as we could have guessed, stripped one of these Phillips head screws to hold this engine case on. So, hopefully the speed out gets it. We'll see. Got it. Alright you guys, so it's another night, a couple nights later. It's finally cool enough to come back in the garage and work. The plan for the rest of the night tonight is just get as much done as possible, and hopefully we can, again, try to get this thing to have some kind of spark by the end of the night. I'm a little bit more confident tonight. I'm a little bit more awake. Hopefully we can really get this done so tomorrow I can clean up the rest of this garage and work on something else. But before we finish wiring all that, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we've done and kind of the plan from here on out. Alright, you guys, so we've put new sheathing and new wiring all the way through here, all the way on up, all the way from the CDI into the coils. Now we still have to do one of the hot wires from the CDI. We're going to have to branch that off with another one that goes into a bullet connector, which we're also going to rewire all of this, don't worry. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a close-up of what I'm using. So for the sheathing, we're using some of this Kevlar sheathing. I'm not really sure if SCTA has any requirements on what the sheathing actually has to be, but this was a lot better than what was on it before, so I'm going to go with this is good enough. So we're going to finish that up. I wanted to show you guys this kind of cool little thing. We can get it zoomed in on it. I don't know, let her focus. There we go. Okay, so that right there is a reducing butt splice. So one side has that diameter. The other side, a little bit larger diameter. So the idea here is that we're going to be able to use on this side 2 wires, while this side is going to have the one. What would work better would be a linear splice, but I don't have the tool to do that, nor do I have any experience doing a linear splice. So for now, we're just going to use that reducing butt splice. Let's see if we can get a better picture of it. Put it there. Autofocus on it. So that is a reducing butt splice. I don't know where locally you guys could get them. We used to have a electronic shop that had them around here. They have since closed to the public, so I don't know where I'm going to find them now either, but we'll find something else to use. But yeah, I thought this was kind of cool, so you don't have to jimmy rig some sort of larger butt splice than you need to shove the 2 wires in and not actually have a good connection. So this should hopefully prevent any of that. Yeah, let's get back to wiring this old booger up. Alright, you guys, so I just finished wiring it up. Got it tied into some Kevlar sheathing. Got it all grounded out. Seems like everything's going to be good. Got all the switches on. I want to show you guys it's got spark. You can tell it's 100 cc's because I'm kicking this thing over with my hand. But we definitely have spark. Oh, pulls up on the camera. But, so since I know now all the wiring's working correctly, I'm going to put the gas tank back on it, tighten everything up, put the carb back on it, and try to kick it over. I think it'd be cool to hear. It'd probably be pretty fun for the video, so let me get to that. Alright, you guys, time's come to try to put some gas in this thing, fire her up. So I just want to go over this. This bike runs on T2 VP gas. It's also, VP is the sponsor of all the Landspeed events, so it's the same gas I'll be getting there. Super expensive gas. I've used it in a couple other bikes a couple other times. You have to rejet everything for it. I know this bike's kind of jetted for it already. The previous owner told me this was the only thing he's ever ran in it, so we're going to run it in this, and hopefully the bike starts up. Guys, so I tried kicking this bike over a bunch of times, couldn't get it to start, so I think the next step is gonna tear apart these carburetors, clean them up, slap them back together, go from there. But I think I'm gonna end the video here. It's getting really long, so we'll try it there, and if you want to keep watching this, come back at some point and then there will be another video.